No, what you're seeing now isn't sped up. This is how insane this build gets. Hey guys, Dantixie bringing you another Borderlands 4 build video. This is the Hellwalker, the Doomguy shotgun that plays a sweet little guitar riff when you get it. Turns out you can craft an insane build with it. When I say insane, I mean it. This is the most speed you're going to get in the game, rapidly reloading and firing without ever needing to take your finger off the trigger. You're going to be firing so damn fast there's almost no point even aiming, which you won't need to do anyway since your damaging boost is actually decreasing your spread to the size of the screen. You're going to have a blast playing this though. Hell, this build is the most fun I've had in the game. You're going to be flying around the battlefield, shooting like crazy, shrugging off damage while blowing up everything you look at. This build is all about being a speed demon, explosions, shoulder-mounted rockets, shotguns, and overdrive effects, aka some Doomguy rage. If you want to live out the Slayer fantasy, I got you covered. So in this video, we'll go through the key skills and passives, gear and specializations. Now it should be mentioned that yes, this build can take on Ultimate Vault Hunter rank 5, the max difficulty setting as of making this video. You can see it doing so here, and it's not even fully optimized with perfect gear. However, it won't clear it as fast as some of the other builds without, sadly, making a few minor changes which I'll go through. Alright, let's get right into it. The linchpin of this build is at the end of the Peacebreaker Cannon's rightmost branch, Soldado. When you kill, you double all overdrive bonuses. I have to point this one out first because it's the juice that pushes the build over the edge. You see, overdrive is Rafa's unique trait. Whenever he activates an action skill, he gets plus 10% damage and plus 25% movement speed. So at a base, Soldado makes that 20% damage from all sources and plus 50% movement speed. Absolutely insane on its own, but obviously there's more. I'm going to absolutely butcher these names, but Mario is an overdrive skill, so it gets doubled. It gives plus 5% extra gun damage per second while overdrive is active, stacking 10 times to 50% while giving minus 50% gun handling, so that's why at the start I said your spread will get to the size of the screen. Well, doubling this bonus is 100% gun damage and 100% less gun handling. That's an insane amount of damage, but it doesn't stop there. It's going to get even higher. Don't worry, it's coming. The next passive is Barrage, and it will help our action skill, giving it plus 70% splash damage. We'll go through that soon. So to make our way down to this branch, it's really up to personal taste. I opted for Sitar for plus 25% gun damage, but Daft Hands might be your preference for the fire rate. Fuega is core on almost every build because it's broken as hell. It makes crits restore action skill duration, with quick math making an 18-second action skill duration last around 55 seconds. Yes, even with this passive's 4-second cooldown. We need the action skill to last as long as possible to keep our overdrive bonuses, and you'll see why in the gear section of this video. Now we need 5 points in something. I opted for some tank with Resilienza because it gives us just under 60% damage reduction, massive when overdrive is active, making you feel much more like the Doomguy, able to be far more aggressive. Though you could just get Shield Barrest for better shields or Daft Hands like I mentioned. Now the rest of our points go into the Apophis Lance tree. Why? Because it gets some sweet overdrive bonuses. First is the Thrill. You can see I have 5 points in it, but it's displayed as 9. That's because of my class mod, which I'll go through soon, but with it I get plus 45% increased fire rate. Wait, no, it's 90% because of the double, and that's gonna get higher soon. This is the Source. We need 5 or more, so I get Rinse for 20% more reload speed because we'll be using a shotgun, and that is fire and reload after every shot. It can't hurt. Now we could opt for El Centro for the gun handling to offset Tamario, whatever. If you want to be precise and controlled, go for it. It does a good job of tightening the spread, but you could also just aim down sights to do that as well. First Impression is a pet passive of mine. It makes it so you do 50% more gun damage on the first shot, and guess what? The Hellwalker's always the first shot because it fires and then reloads. This is just a flat 50% increase to gun damage at all times. Then in the right branch we get Jacques. which makes it so damaging an enemy with your skill, which will be your Peacebreaker cannons, you get a stack of 2.5% overdrive bonus, getting up to 50%. So that is 50% more overdrive bonuses. So all those effects we just talked about get doubled in a half like their working Sunday overtime rates. The thrill is no longer just 90%. I'll let you do the math. Oh, but it gets better, just wait. The final passive is another overdrive skill, Deadline. It gives Rafa 30% more fire rate and 50% more reload speed. You could opt for Lagaza for more gun handling or Mate for faster action skill cooldown rate, but you'd need to sacrifice elsewhere for that and points are tight. A skill of note is in the Arc Knife tree, Expedite. It gives you 25% movement speed as an overdrive bonus, so yes, that is over 60% at this stage, making you fly around the battlefield faster than you've ever seen. So now we know how the build works and where we get those crazy buffs from, but what happens when we press that action skill button? Well, the Peacebreaker cannons will be equipped, which will auto fire on enemies. We want to slot in the Augment Instincto, which gives them a chance to crit. Critting is good for multiple reasons, but the biggest is because of Huega, which keeps the action skill going. If you activate the skill again, you get increased crit chance and damage and can stack this activation, but it drains the skill faster and faster. Look, against bosses, you'll want that extra crit damage, so it's not much of a problem. Now, we might as well slot in volatile hollow points for the capstone. It turns the cannons into rockets for explosive splash damage. Yes, these benefit from barrage and anything else that buffs splash. They do a ton of damage, but most of all, we are just using them to keep our overdrive up. If we head over to our inventory, you can see what's holding this together. The Exo Soldier class mod, Dancer. It always gives 1 point into Soldado, meaning that you don't have to put a point into it. 2 is too much. You can put that point saved elsewhere, as it doesn't further double the overdrive bonuses. You know what does though? Dancer. It makes it so your overdrive bonuses are further increased by 100%. What the heck were they thinking with this? It means that it's doubled, then gains 50% more, then doubled again with this build. The downside is Rafa doesn't get the overdrive bonus duration once the action skill ends, so you want to keep it up as long and as often as you can. But the 25% action skill cooldown rate on Dancer works towards this. You can definitely get a better roll in this, and you can do so by farming the first region's boss, Idolator's Soul. You can use Moxie's Encore machine to fight him until this drops, and it is needed for this build to work as well as it does, so make sure to do so. The next item you need is the Hellwalker itself. Now this weapon is not hard to get as well, you just need to head here, the old scrape in the Cuspid Climb section of the Terminus range. It's a drill site, so Rippers will spawn until the boss, Saddleback and Immortal Boneface come out. Kill them for a chance for this to drop. You can just Moxie Encore the boss until you get this item as well. Now the rest of your gear is to taste. This isn't even fully optimized. Obviously, a good Jacob's knife that gives amped and penetrator is overpowered and used for almost every build in the game right now. But with your bonus splash damage, you might want to find a nice explosive Ripper grenade like Jelly. They teleport to their targets. Now for shields, I use the Fireworks armor shield, as one, I like being aggressive with this build, so armor works well as it keeps regenerating under fire. 2, it shoots out missiles when you kill enemies and when armor segments break, which does boosted splash damage because of this build. But there are plenty of better options. Look for a good Jacob's enhancement with gun damage, critical damage, and shotgun damage. Now, backup weapons, that's also to taste. I think Chuck can be fun as hell, as you get these splash damage bonuses and it fills the screen with explosions. Plus, you'll be burning through ammo fast, so using the assault rifle ammo instead of shotgun is a plus. However, there are plenty of weapons that feel great with this build, as you're boosting your overall stats, not just one specific thing. With firmware, it's simple: gun damage, reload speed, etc. Oscar Mike is great, same with high caliber. Now we make it to specializations. For an in-depth breakdown of all passives tested, check out my guide below. However, my recommendation is to dump everything in both brute and sharpshooter. Riddle You This is a great passive skill, as it increases your gun damage by 50%. One shot, one kill looks like a sniper skill, but it's great for you as a powerful shotgun gets the overkill effects as well. 100% of the excess damage on killing blow will be added to your next shot. Amazing. What really makes you feel like the Doom guy though is Bullet Train, which is what I've gone down here with my limited specialization points. It lets you shoot while sprinting. Since we'll be fast as hell, this will make you really live out that Doom guy fantasy. Speaking of, how does this build work? It's very simple. Open the fight by activating your action skill. All of your overdrive bonuses will activate, then times by 100%, 50%, and 100% again. Now you'll be firing insanely fast as well as moving around like a rocket. As time goes on, you'll be getting stronger and stronger with Team Moraro, eventually firing so hard and fast and inaccurate that there's no point aiming. You might as well activate your action skill again to boost up its damage, especially against bosses. You'll often notice it lasts a full fight anyway, given how much you're killing and critting. Be careful, your rockets and grenades will hurt you, and even though you have some huge damage resistances, you can still die. Also, you'll run out of ammo extremely fast, so be sure to use your SDU tokens for shotgun ammo. You'll be moving around the battlefield quickly, so also pick up ammo where you can and even shield restoring items that drop off enemies. You're not weapon locked with this build, neither is the Doom guy. You can swap anything in as you're buffing your overall combat effectiveness, not one specific focus. This is good because, like I mentioned, you'll find that at Ultimate Vault Hunter rank 5, the Hellwalker will start to struggle in its given form. Some enemies will be extremely hard to kill, so switch to something they take bonus damage from. Overall, the objective is simple. Kill enemies before they kill you, run around, dodge their slow projectiles, get in their face, and stay aggressive. This is a lot of fun, and your co-op buddies will hate you for being so fast, which makes it all the sweeter. So thanks for watching, guys. Love to hear what you think of the build, and if you have any suggestions. I appreciate all the support, and until next time, ciao friends.